So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of my main tips of how I grew my Etsy shop from $0 to over $100,000 in just 3 years. Mind you, the first 2 years, I had pretty modest sales. So we're talking maybe 1,000, 2,000 a year. It wasn't until last year where my sales and my shop just skyrocketed. It could have been due to the pandemic. It could have been due to the fact that more people were home, were shopping. What I did was I made sure that I optimized my shop, and I took everything I learned from the last 2 years and I applied that to my shop in order to get more engagement, in order to get more traffic, and in order for my shop to be seen by more people. Hi, my name is Cyrus, and I quit my 5-figure job to pursue my Etsy shop full-time. It's been a long time coming and a dream come true, but honestly, it's been the best decision I've ever made in my life. Starting your own Etsy shop, can be pretty simple. It's pretty easy actually to start your own shop, but it's a marathon. You're not going to see success overnight. You have to continue tweaking, continue modifying, adjusting your listings, continue learning on the platform, knowing what to change, knowing what to add, how to get your listings in front of more people. Those kind of things you kind of learn on the way. And basically with the experience that I have, my goal is to share that with you so that we can see more successful Etsy shops, so that you can be more successful on Etsy, and so that more people can share their dreams, share their passions, because honestly, there are so many talented people out there that a lot of times we don't know because they don't share, or there's too much of a barrier to entry to share. Maybe it's the grueling work that comes with operating a shop online, or the fear of being ridiculed, those kind of things. But honestly, start your own Etsy shop, start your own online business, start anything, and you put the work behind it, you'll see success. Now, I know there are tons of videos out there about, what to do on Etsy, how to do this, how to do that. But my series of videos is to kind of focus on the minute things, to focus on the really small things, the small details that once you apply them and you apply them over time, they would actually make quite a significant impact on your shop. So be sure to hit like, follow, and watch this video as I share 3 of my main tips to optimize your Etsy shop for success. All right, let's get to it. Number 1, invest the most time on your listing images. The photos that you have on your shop is the first impression. It's the first contact that you make with your customer when they're browsing through Etsy, searching for products, searching for something that they're looking for. Customers don't automatically read the title of a listing, they see the photo. The photo is the first thing that they see. Now what I do is I optimize my images, all 10 images, with text. So with text, you can describe the image, you can describe the dimensions, the features, what the customer can do with it, how they can kind of envision themselves using it. And you have 10 images. Now that's quite a lot to be able to portray your product and present your product to your customers. Now, one of the main things that I do with regards to this is if you have multiple variations, a lot of times I see shops, they put blue as a photo, red as a photo, orange as a photo, but it's the same product, it's just a different color. What I suggest you do is use one image, put all your variations on there, because one of the main features of Etsy when customers are shopping is as soon as they hover their mouse over the image, it zooms in a lot. So there's almost no need to have a separate image just for a separate color. Put them all in one. That way you free up 9 other additional images where you can describe your product further. Think of it this way. Imagine you're at an in-person event. Now, this might be something that, really worked last year because a lot of farmers markets were closed, craft fairs were closed due to the pandemic. How I saw optimizing my shop last year was to imagine that I'm presenting my product to a person, an in-person person, presenting my product in person. Thinking about the kinds of questions that they would ask about my product. They would maybe ask, what does it do? What colors are available? What kind of things what materials are they made of? Those are the kinds of questions that you want to answer in your images. So help them imagine ways that they can use your product just through the images alone. The description can simply be to help reiterate all your listing points from your photos. It also frees up your description to optimize it for SEO so that it can be picked up in search and ranked higher in search. Maybe what I'll do is I'll make another video to describe, how to really optimize your photos and show you some examples, because this is a really important part. But I'll do that in another video. Now, point number 2, your titles are more important than you think. So many shops have literally nothing in their titles. Their titles are maybe 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, and it doesn't really describe what the product is. It doesn't really give people a sense of, oh, this is a really good shop that knows exactly what they're selling. Not only does a good title help rank your shop through SEO higher in search, it also sets the tone of your listing. A title that can describe the product, describe your product without being too wordy, signifies to the customer that you know what you're doing, you know what you're selling, and it helps give them a quick sense as to if this product is what they're looking for. Now keep in mind the first 5 words on your listing title is probably the most important, because that's what customers will initially see. If you're on mobile, for example, the rest of your title might get cut off. So the first 5 words are essential, and you want to make sure that those are the most important keywords that you can put. Now I have a rule. My rule is that the first 3 words, or the first 5 words, for example, relate to 3 things. 1, your niche category. 2, the color. And 3, a feature of your product. Those 3 things are typically what customers search for, whether it's like a gold bracelet or a silver necklace. And then throw in a feature, a silver necklace magnetic clasp or something like that, right? If you can hit at least one of these items in their inquiry, then you have a greater chance of them becoming more engaged with your listing. Once again, this is a pretty big topic, so I'll cover this in a separate video on its own. But yeah, that's number 2, is you want to make sure you optimize your titles. Finally, number 3, to optimize your Etsy shop is to utilize sales. Now in my shop, I run a 10 to 15% sale daily. It begins that day, ends that day. The next sale begins that day, ends that day, for a couple reasons. Number 1, it shows a little ticker saying 5 hours left of the sale, 10 hours left of the sale. And that sometimes helps drives customers to make that purchase. You know, if the sale's ending soon, make that purchase. And I like to change it up between 5, 10, 15% throughout the week, just so that it's not kind of like, oh, well, this person's having a sale every single day, but you know, some days are more, some days are less. It kind of keeps that variety going. And when it comes to sales, when you're scrolling through Etsy, scrolling through search, the sale shows up. It's one of the main things underneath your listing image that people see. So when you see a sale, you're more inclined to click on it to see, you know, this is something that's on a bargain right now, or it's on a good deal right now. Let's check it out. Let's see what I get for my money. And something that I do as well is, you know, I have a 10% sale pretty much on the daily, but I know based on my pricing structure and my products that I can offer as high as 15%. And what I do with the 15% is I include that in a thank you code. So when I ship out my products, I have a card that has a code that offers customers 15% off. Or, you know, if I'm on social media, I can offer 15% off to my followers, right? So you want to play around with the sales and use that to your advantage to optimize your engagement and to increase your traffic. So at the end of the day, sales are your best friend. Make sure to utilize those. It's really simple. It can be a bit time consuming, but once you have it set, it's set. And you can set it for as long as you want. So there you have it. Those are my first 3 main tips. First 3 main best practices that helped me grow my Etsy shop from literally 0 to over $100,000 in 3 years. If you have any questions, be sure to fire away down in the comments. I will answer every question you guys throw at me because, you know, I really want to see many of you succeed. I want to see more legitimate handcrafters, artisans on Etsy that share their passions, share their projects, share their craft, right? I know there are so many talented people out there that have the exposure or the platform to share their talent, right? And imagine if everybody just shared what they do, what they love. It would just create such an amazing environment, amazing atmosphere for people to kind of embrace handmade products, embrace art, and embrace their passions. So that's it for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.